Hey, Christy Mattoon here, your subconscious change expert. This is a lesson that's in the functional foundation area. This is beliefs and limiting beliefs. This is about beliefs being dynamic and alive in your life, how they operate and function, and how you can change them out. So we're going to start with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. He said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So we're going to take that quote and kind of roll through it here and just see exactly how beliefs affect your life. So what is a belief? This is a dictionary definition of a belief. It's an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. So you have to accept it for it to be a belief. Trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something is a belief. Belief is basically the foundation of your life's meaning. It gives your life meaning and purpose when you have a belief or when you believe in something. And that meaning and purpose might not be positive, right? So just know this is positive or negative. Basically, belief gives you a blueprint to follow. So matching up your beliefs with your current blueprint is very, very important. You become what you believe. And by this statement alone, that means you must be the builder. You must be the co-creator of your life. You have to activate and move in your own life in order to have beliefs that correspond with your blueprint. Your beliefs can enhance your life, or beliefs can end your life. And we know this based on the simple fact, a really good example is when somebody goes to the doctor and they've, gotten cancer or they've been sick with something, and the doctor tells that person they have 3 months to live. You can either take that on as a belief, as a truth in your life, and let that 3 months go by and your life will end. And we see it happen all the time. We also see it happen all the time where people have heard this from a doctor and denounced it. Right? They renounce it and they say, that's not going to happen to me. I'm going to make this change and do it differently, and I'm going to be alive. And 3 months later they are, and they live for years after that. So one way or the other, beliefs will affect you depending on how you take it into your system and what you decide to do with it. Your beliefs are the roots of who you are, and your beliefs filter the experiences that you have. Your beliefs give you the thoughts that you have in your mind. Beliefs being the roots and the filters of your experience is a really interesting thing, because you can change what you believe and end up with a totally different experience, right? If the belief isn't benefiting you and you swap it out for something else, if you don't like the experience you're having, right, change your belief about it. What you believe colors everything around you. This is how strong having a belief in your life about anything. This will show you how strong this is and how big of an effect it can have in your life. Beliefs can be things that you learned, right? As a child, think back as a child, all the things, like everything you had to learn in order to get to where you are now. And so you either believed those things or you decided not to believe them. The things that you decided to believe, some of the stuff we just kind of take it as fact or truth, and we never question it. And this is one of those things. Colors. So this is a chart you've probably all seen before, and it was created for a different purpose, but it serves this purpose very well also. When you look at the first word on that and you say the word, or you say the color of the word, like which one are you saying first of all? And what is your belief about that? Is yellow really the color yellow that you think that you were taught it is? Or is yellow the color green? You were taught the value of what each one of those words mean and what each one of those words look like. And we just believed it as if it was fact, because that's what we were told, and it's what everybody else around us believes about those words. Right? So we have an association from the word to the color and from the color to the word. So we have the learning patterns where we've learned something and we believed it by way of learning it. But you can look across the globe and place the same issue in front of different people and hear different responses about the same topic. I mean, this happens all the time. Look at the election that we just went through with Hillary and Trump. Same issues, same exact stuff going on, and two different sides totally divided based on what they believe, based on what they think is true, and whether it's true or not, right? If it's true for them and they believe it to be truth, guess what? Their belief is all that matters. And on either side of the spectrum. Why is this? Right? Because if it's what you believed, if it's what you put stock in, if it's where your head goes when you think about that thing, that's what your truth is. So where do these beliefs come from? They come from your parents, from your environment, from your peers, from people around you, from experiences, from things you're exposed to, things you saw, things you heard. Most beliefs are learned at a very young age, the ones that are hardwired into your system. Right? Things like color, the learned beliefs, things that you have about the set things around you, like this is a cup, this is a pencil. We never question those kind of things. How about the beliefs, and this is a good example again, how about the beliefs of the food supply? Right? How have your beliefs changed over the years based on what the powers and the authorities that be are telling you? Is a potato healthy? Or is it not? What's your belief on that? Can you eat gluten or can you not? Is most of the food supply poison? Or is it okay to eat? How about in regards to your health? What are your beliefs on that? Do you get your beliefs about your health because of something a doctor said? Where did you get the idea that you have to be sick? Right? You started with symptoms. The symptoms were X, Y, and Z. All of a sudden we have a full-blown disease name. We get a whole list of other symptoms that go along with that disease name. Do we believe it? Or do we go a different direction? How about within the scope of your family? What did you believe your family had to be? And did it follow your blueprint? Did your health follow your ideal, your blueprint for your life? What you can do, what you can't do, who you are, who you want to be. Beliefs all come into play all across the board with this. What you believe about yourself causes you to move and do things in your life. And the movement is directly related to the two things you believe on two different levels, or to the things that you believe on two different levels. Right? So there's a conscious level of belief, and then there's a subconscious level of belief. On a conscious level, you know what you believe. You have conscious working knowledge of it. I'm a strong person. I love God. I'm a good cook. I'm a good mother. I'm a good friend. Or I'm afraid. I'm no good. I'm sick. And what are you telling yourself on a conscious level? I hate myself. That was one of mine for years. What do you hear yourself saying to yourself? What are your beliefs about yourself? On a subconscious level, you believe things and live them out, and you may not realize that's what is happening. Right? On a subconscious level, have you ever been around a person that truly believes they're loved? No question in their mind. And when you walk up next to them, you just want to lay your head on their shoulder. Right? Person that thinks they're a great person. On a very genuine level. You have a couple different kinds of these, right? The person who thinks they're great and they're very egotistical, that feels one way. But a person who feels they're great on a very genuine level feels another way. But subconsciously, if that's traits that have been laid down and beliefs that have been laid down for them, they don't question it. There's no question to it. On the other hand, if you're a person that had the subconscious laying down of I'm not good enough, I'm in pain, I can't do this, this is hard, right? If you've been given that on a subconscious level, same thing, you play them out in your life and you may not realize that's what's going on. So at what point does a thought become a belief? And if we go back to Mahatma Gandhi saying here, it says your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. But I think you can look at the first part of that from either direction. Your belief becomes your thought. So if I believe something, I'm going to think about it. But also in regards to when does the belief first happen? How does that first get implanted to start with? I had to think about something or hear something or see something to start with before it became a belief. So your beliefs become your thoughts, and then that drives you into action, right? So whatever I'm believing, I'm thinking about, I'm acting on, whatever I thought about, if I buy into it, it becomes my belief. So at some point, whatever you're thinking about, if you stay in there long enough with it and you give it action, you give it some priority and some definition in your life, it's going to become part of your belief system. So at the point that you activate a thought into action and rely on it as a dynamic truth in your life, it can become a belief that helps run your life. It helps move you into action and get you from point A to point B. Whether it's positive or negative, this can happen. Oddly, once you're an adult, on the level of the conscious mind, a belief is really just a choice. You choose what you want to believe. Your beliefs are the roots of who you are and the filter of experiences that you have. What you believe colors everything around you. Belief is so powerful it can make you see as clear as day or see nothing at all. It can inspire you to the highest level of fulfillment or lead you to the most frustrating of setbacks. That was a quote of Deepak Chopra, I think actually out of a meditation of his, that just kind of blew me away. That we are so rooted in our beliefs and what we think about ourselves and about our experiences that we literally let it just drive who we are in everything that we do. If I believe I can do something, and this was Henry Ford, if you believe you can, or believe you can't, you're right. Henry Ford said that. It's all about what you believe. So how self-aware you are is what makes the difference. If the belief is a conscious level, you can easily become aware of and engage in it fully, or you can totally reject it. On a conscious level, when you are totally aware of what the belief is you have, if it's working in your life, you can accept it and engage with it. If it's not working, you can reject it and move on. Find something that does work for you. If you're aware of an issue or a reoccurring problem that just seems to keep happening, or a feeling that's persistent and you're not able to stop it or gain control of it, think subconscious, right? Look to the subconscious. If it's a thing that's locked in your subconscious, a whole brain state will help you achieve the desired goal of change. So that's what we're going to be learning in Module 3 is that whole brain state and how to do a whole brain balance that will actually help you get rid of the subconscious thoughts and the limiting beliefs that we're talking about here. So back to the original question, what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is anything that limits you, limits your capacity to do what you want in your life. Limiting beliefs can easily be changed with a whole brain balance, even especially from the subconscious mind. So limiting beliefs are very powerful in what they do and how they give us basically resources to either work within ourselves or to stall ourselves out in a process. Negative thoughts, beliefs, or memories that keep you doing things that are not congruent with the life you want. That's a limiting belief. They stop positive momentum in your life just by believing them. You don't even necessarily think them on a conscious level or even say or really even know the things that they inhibit or cause in your life, but you do feel the ramifications. You may not relate the thought, pattern, or belief to the issue that it's even causing in your life. Limiting beliefs often are about yourself or your identity, but they can also be about other people, places, and things, and about the world around you in general. But regardless of what your limiting belief is about, it usually shows up as a negative thought that you either replay or say to yourself over and over, such as, I'm not good enough, I'll never be able to, I can't do it, I'm never going to make it, this is too hard, I don't like myself, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too short, I'm too tall, right? Regardless of what your belief is. It could be a belief about something that is giving you negative consequences in your life, right? The reoccurring patterns that keep giving you negative consequences. You do it over and over and over and can't seem to break out of it. That's when it's a subconscious thought. So those are the things that we want to look at, and we want to use the whole brain balance and a whole brain state to help you change. So make a list. Anything that's a limiting belief, we want that list going and rolling. As much stuff as you can get in there. So when we start balancing and doing this, it's just going to be a systematic approach going down the list. So when something negative pops into your head, you'll know how to balance it immediately, or as soon as you can, after you become aware of it, right? These balances usually take between 2 and 5 minutes, so they're pretty quick. And if you need to redo them, which sometimes we do, because you got to really, get in there and dig that out of there, out of your subconscious mind. But as soon as you can get to it, those repetitive thoughts will start to slow down for you, those repetitive actions. And if it's something that just is like literally just started happening, you're like, I don't know why I just started saying this to myself, balance it immediately. Don't let it become a repetitive thought. When it's something positive that pops into your head, we want to seed it in there immediately. And by seeding it, I mean start creating neuroplasticity to it. And we'll talk about neuroplasticity in another one of the modules. But you want that thought to start engaging in your life to the greatest benefit, to the biggest potential. So we want to seed it into your mind with the same balance that we use when we're taking thoughts out. So it'll be the same exact process, but one is seeding and one is taking it out. The more dramatic or the more dynamic the belief, the more dynamic the life. If you believe in yourself, you will find strength in every situation. Just like if you don't believe in yourself, what's going to happen? If you believe in love, you will see and find love. If you don't believe in love, if you think it's kind of one of those things that you're either not able to have or not able to get to, my guess is you're pretty lonely. If you do not engage, your beliefs become dormant, right? So once we start finding some of these good beliefs and getting them seated in there, you have to engage with them. You have to take movement and steps forward in order for them to grow and become bigger and bigger in your life. And if they become dormant, you start taking these things for granted. We don't want to do that. So write your limiting beliefs. We start balancing them in Module 3. Make sure you're well hydrated. If you haven't watched the lesson on water or on breath practice, go back and watch them and start those practices. Hydration and breath matter. So make sure you go back and take a look at those. Get on the group calls if you haven't been doing that. They're an awesome way to ask questions and get in and engage with everybody. And we'll see you on the next lesson.